Who are you? I am Ruth, your maidservant. My dearest friend, I have these early childhood memories, how my father lifted me up on his lap and told me stories from the Bible. He was not reading from a book. He knew it all by heart. I listened as I was dreaming and saw every story like a movie before my inner eyes. We did this every day for as long as he lived. We had a tape recorder and a microphone by our side. He was a preacher. I could listen to the stories when he went away. I was 3 years old when he told me he was going to heaven. He got something called cancer. I had no idea what that was, but I knew everything I needed to know about heaven. Jesus was there. I was so happy for my father. I wished that I was the one going there. I wanted to see the streets of gold, the water that was so clear it looked like glass. And most of all, I wanted to feel the arms of Jesus around me. I would run to him. He would lift me up and spin me around until we both fell on the grass laughing. The grass would be softer than anyone could imagine, filled with all sorts of heavenly flowers. There would be no more nights, fears, tears, sorrow, sickness, or even death. I was so happy for him. One cold February, he died. I have missed him all my life. I keep the Bible stories in my heart. They are my true treasure. My prayer is that this story will touch you as it has touched me. This is the Book of Ruth. It happened in the days when the judges judged. It was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem of Judah moved to the land of Moab with his wife and his 2 sons. The man's name was Elimelech. His wife was Naomi, and their sons were Mahlon and Chilion. Elimelech died, and Naomi was left with her 2 sons. They married Moabite women. The name of the one was Orpah, the name of the other was Ruth. Mahlon and Chilion died also, and the woman was bereft of her 2 sons and her husband. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law to return from the country of Moab, for she had heard that the Lord had visited his people in giving them food. Naomi said, "Go, return, each of you, to her mother's house. The Lord grant that you may find rest and a home, each in the house of her husband." Then she kissed them, and they wept aloud. And they said to her, "No, we will return with you to your people." But Naomi said, "Turn back, my daughters. Why will you go with me? Have I yet sons in my womb that may become your husbands? Turn back, my daughters, go, for I am too old to have a husband. It is far more bitter for me than it is for you that the hand of the Lord has gone out against me." Then they wept aloud again, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, but Ruth clung to her. She said, "Urge me not to leave you, or to turn back from following you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death should part me from you." When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, she said no more. When they arrived in Bethlehem, the town was stirred about them and said, "Is this Naomi?" And she said to them, "Call me not Naomi, for I am Mara. The Lord has dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and I come home again empty." So Naomi returned, and Ruth, the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law, with her. They came to Bethlehem at the beginning of barley harvest. Naomi had a kinsman of her husband's, a man of wealth of the family of Elimelech, whose name was Boaz. And Ruth, the Moabitess, said to Naomi, "Let me go to the field and glean among the ears of grain after him in whose sight I shall find favor." Naomi said to her, "Go, my daughter." Ruth went and gleaned in the field after the reapers. And she happened to stop at the part of the field belonging to Boaz, who was of the family of Elimelech. Boaz said to his servant set over the reapers, "Whose maiden is this?" And his servant who was set over the reapers answered, "She is the Moabitish girl who came back with Naomi from the country of Moab." Then Boaz said to Ruth, "Listen, my daughter, do not go to glean in another field, or leave this one, for stay here, close to my maidens." She fell on her face, bowing to the ground, and said to him, "Why have I found favor in your eyes, that you should notice me when I'm a foreigner?" And Boaz said to her, "I have been made fully aware of what you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, and how you have left your father and mother and the land of your birth, and have come to a people unknown to you before. The Lord recompense you for what you have done, and a full reward be given you by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." Then she said, "Let me find favor in your sight, my Lord, for you have comforted me and have spoken to the heart of your maidservant, though I am not as one of your maidservants." At mealtime, Boaz said to her, "Come here and eat of the bread, and dip your morsel in the sour wine mixed with oil." And she sat beside the reapers, and he passed her some parched grain, and she ate until she was satisfied, and she had some left for Naomi. And when she got up to glean, Boaz ordered his young men, "Let her glean among the sheaves, and do not reproach her, and let some handfuls for her on purpose, and let them lie there for her to glean." So she gleaned in the field until evening. She showed her mother-in-law what she had gleaned, and her mother-in-law said to her, "Where have you gleaned today? Where did you work? Blessed must be the man who noticed you." So Ruth told her, "The name of him with whom I work today is Boaz." Ruth kept close to the maidens of Boaz, gleaning until the end of barley and wheat harvests, and she lived with her mother-in-law. Naomi said, "My daughter, shall I not seek rest or a home for you, that you may prosper? Wash and anoint yourself, and put on your best clothes, and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to Boaz until he has finished eating and drinking. But when he lies down, notice the place where he lies. Then go and uncover his feet and lay down, and he will tell you what to do." Ruth said to her, "All that you say to me I will do." So she went down to the threshing floor, and when Boaz had eaten and drunk and his heart was merry, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. Then Ruth came softly and uncovered his feet and lay down. At midnight the man was startled, and he turned over, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. And he said, "Who are you?" And she answered, "I am Ruth, your maidservant. Spread your wing of protection over me, for you are a next in kin." And he said, "Blessed be you, O the Lord, my daughter, for you have made this loving kindness greater than the former. For you have not gone after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, fear not. I will do for you as you require, for all my people in the city know that you are a woman of strength, worth, bravery, and capability. It is true that I am your near kinsman. However, there is a kinsman nearer than I. Remain tonight, and in the morning, if he will perform for you the part of a kinsman, good, let him do it. But if he will not do the part of a kinsman for you, then, as the Lord lives, I will do the part of a kinsman for you. Lie down until the morning." And she lay at his feet until the morning, but arose before one could recognize another. When she came home to her mother-in-law, she said to her, "How have you fared, my daughter?" And Ruth told her all that the man had done for her. Then said Naomi, "Sit still, my daughter, until you learn how the matter turns out, for the man will not rest until he finishes the matter today." Then Boaz went up to the city's gate and sat down there. And behold, the kinsman of whom Boaz had spoken came by. And he said to the kinsman, "Naomi, who has returned from the country of Moab, has sold the parcel of land which belonged to our brother Elimelech. And I thought to let you hear of it, saying, buy it in the presence of those sitting here and before the elders of my people. If you will redeem it, redeem it. But if you will not redeem it, then say so, that I may know, for there is no one besides you to redeem it, and I am next in kin after you." And he said, "I will redeem it." Then Boaz said, "The day you buy the field of Naomi, you must also buy Ruth, the Moabitess, the widow of the dead man, to restore the name of the dead to his inheritance." And the kinsman said, "I cannot redeem it for myself, lest by marrying a Moabitess I endanger my own inheritance, take my right of redemption yourself, for I cannot redeem it. And Boaz said to the elders and to all the people, you are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech's and all that was Chilion's and Machlon's from the hand of Naomi. Also Ruth, the Moabitess, the widow of Machlon, I have bought to be my wife. And all the people at the gate and the elders said, we are witnesses. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife. And he went into her, and the Lord caused her to conceive, and she bore a son. And the women said to Naomi, blessed be the Lord, who has not left you without a close kinsman, and may his name be famous in Israel, and may he be to you a restorer of life, and a nourisher, and a supporter in your old age, for your daughter-in-law, who loves you, who is better to you than 7 sons, has borne him. Then Naomi took the child and laid him in her bosom, and became his nurse. And the neighbor women gave him a name, saying, a son is born to Naomi. They named him Obed. He was the father of Jesse, the father of King David, the ancestor of Jesus Christ.